I am doing my first paid cook, y'all. Somebody actually approached me and asked me if I would cook a brisket for a big party that he had. This is that brisket. So I want you to hang out with me, just vibe with me, man. There is a conversation I want to have with you towards the end. I'm calling it the brisket conversation, and I want you to make sure that you stick around for that conversation, especially if you're new to doing briskets, if you haven't done a brisket. It's a different way to think about it, and it's a healthy way to think about everything, man. Hang out with me, but don't miss that conversation. Let's go. I'm gonna go ahead and put this meat inside of this pan and let it sit in the fridge until it's time to put it on the smoker. All right, check this out right here, 2:15. We're getting close. So I'm walking out to the grill right now, and I'm going to close this top vent down just a little, maybe about halfway. Oh, these old knees, man. I need me an elevator over here. Just a little elevator for those 3 steps. Sure will help me a lot. But we're getting close to temp. My smoke is good. Talked in another video about bad smoke. See how thin and blue that is? It's not white at all. That's in a good place. In a perfect world, by the time your grill is just starting to come up to temp, your smoke is getting right too. So that by the time it's time for you to put your meat on, your grill is up to temp and your smoke is good. So what we're gonna do here is just close this down to about a half. So as it starts to slow down and settle in right around the range where we want it to be. Anywhere between 225 and 250 is good. It's a huge piece of meat. It can take some variances, man. You do not have to stress out about the temperatures when you're doing brisket. In smoking circles, when you hear people talking about smoking meat, you hear people say 225. You want it at 225, 225. Don't get stressed out or caught up or hung up on trying to hit and maintain 1 degree when you're working with a huge piece of meat like a 13-pound brisket, man. It's just not necessary. We just want to be in range. We got one more thing to do while the grill is coming up to those last few minutes, and that is to get some hot water ready. That hot water pan not only maintains a moist environment inside your grill, but it also helps regulate the temperature so that it's not fluctuating and stuff like that. It acts as a heat sink. So I'm getting ready to fill up my kettle full of water and get that up to a boil. We're gonna put that in there, and hopefully by the time that's boiling, it'll be time to put our brisket on. That is it, y'all. We literally will not be doing anything else for 4 to 5 hours. Once a brisket is on, once you got your temperature set and the brisket is on, it is just patience, 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 patience. We're gonna monitor the temperature from inside with our wireless thermometer. And unless that thing gets out of pocket, I mean way out of pocket, we will not be out here. Again, we will not touch this grill. We will not open the lid for at least 3 to 4 hours, 3 to 5 hours, however long it takes for that thing to get to about 165 internal. That's when we're coming back. Right now, my knees are cussing me out and telling me to get somewhere and sit down. So that's what I'm about to do. All right, guys, let's have a little conversation. I put this brisket on at 5 o'clock. It is now 10 o'clock. I have not been out here not once in the last 5 hours. I've been monitoring the entire cook from inside, watching TV and cooking dinner for my wife, chilling with this right here. First of all, let's talk about the top number. That top number is the internal temperature of my brisket. The bottom number, though, is the temperature inside my grill. So as you can see, my temperature has taken a nosedive, which tells me that my snake is almost at its end. I have a couple of options right here because my client doesn't need the brisket until Sunday. Today is just Friday. It is at a temperature, internal temperature, where I could wrap it. I could wrap it and continue to go forward, just put some more charcoal at the end of my snake and keep it going. Or I could put it in a pan, wrap it, and take it inside and finish. A lot of people get caught up on what the masses think. People will say, oh, I don't finish it in the oven, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, blah. That. My client could not care less. The only people that care about this kind of stuff, man, to be honest with you, is other grillers and smokers. But the people who eat your food seldom care about anything but is it good. So be careful of how much attention and how much value and how much importance you place on the opinion of somebody that's not eating your food, especially if the people that are eating your food is happy. So what I'm going to do is take my brisket out, put it in this pan right here, cover the top of the pan with foil paper real nice and tight, and put that baby in the oven. Now that's going to capture all of those delicious juices from that brisket that would normally just fall down into the bottom of the grill. I'm glad we had this chat. Let's get it off. Got a long way to go, guys. Thing up, put it right inside again. All right, so this cook is done, man. What I'm gonna do is let this brisket sit right there in the pan, covered. It's been in the oven all night, so it needs a nice long rest. Now, enough on one big piece. Toss that in the trash. And this is what's left, y'all. I'm gonna warm it up a little bit. Like I said, y'all, this is liquid gold right here. So let's pop it in the microwave for a few seconds and pour it over the brisket.